if you want to know the ins and the outs, the shit that you really need to know when you go to Bali, stay tuned, because I'm finna break it down to y'all. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My bad. All right, so basically, let me just jump right into it. So we're gonna start at the arrival. So when I first got there, mind you, I went like 2 days before Christmas. I had missed my flight, so I ended up getting there on Christmas Eve at like 11 at night. So basically, I ordered a driver off of TripAdvisor, and they pretty much come and pick you up at the airport. I was coming like domestic because I had a layover in Jakarta, so I just flew domestic. So I think the airports are different. Like there's an international airport and then there is a domestic airport, and I came in the domestic airport. So anyways, that one, it was still pretty big. Like I thought that was the airport. But anyway, long story short, so my driver, he came, picked me up. Like, mind you, it's hot. It was hot. It was still hot. Even though it was December, it was still fucking hot. So anyways, make sure that you dress for the occasion, because it is still hot in December. It's not like ha 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 ha, but it's hot. Like a good 90 degrees hot in December. So anyways, my driver came, picked me up. Like, they send you information, the phone number and everything. Like, you're gonna be in contact with the driver before you even get there. So that was solid. And then every time I go to a different country, I always get a SIM card, just so that I have no problems communicating and uploading stuff on social media. So what normally, if I would have got there during regular time, I could have got a SIM card at the airport, but then they was like, no, I know a place to take you. So it's crazy because you just trust a whole stranger. So anyways, long story short, he took me to this place that was literally like right as soon as you leave outside the airport. It's like a little place in the cut, and you can get a SIM card, and it was so much cheaper than what it would have cost in the airport. Plus the airport SIM card places, was a lot of them was already closed because I got there so late. And I don't like running around town trying to trust none of them places like for a SIM card. So I like to just get my shit at the airport, even if I gotta pay a little bit extra. Like, but it was only like $20, and I think I had like, it had to be a good 250 gigs of like data. It was insane. Mind you, everything is really cheap there. So you can get a lot of bang for your buck. Sorry, someone's floating in the damn camera. Okay, so that's pretty much the arrival. And then he was nice enough to take me to go get something to eat because I got there so late. Mind you, I was hungry and I was staying at an Airbnb, so like I didn't know if the food places had closed and everything like that. So he took me to this nice place like right around the corner on my way to my Airbnb, and they had like it was good as fuck. I couldn't believe it. At first I was just like, nah, I ain't really hungry, but I'm just like, well shit, ain't no need to die on an empty stomach. So that was lit. The driver he was like A++, and like he offered to take me around like on tours and stuff like that. So that's also an option. A lot of them, like when you get the drivers off TripAdvisor, they also offer to take you on like tours and stuff. But just do a little shopping around to compare the prices, because sometimes they may charge you more or less. So and they'll pretty much give you like whatever you want, like take you wherever you want to go. And plus they local, so they know. Okay. So the first place I went was Seminyak. That's where I stayed in the Airbnb. I was staying right by Seminyak Square, Seminyak Village, which is like the main touristy, like pretty much strip where all the bars, the restaurants, the shopping malls, all that is at. So that's basically where I was staying, like right by Revolver Cafe. So if you do look up some stuff, just look up Revolver Cafe. It's a coffee shop. And that's pretty much like where you see Revolver Cafe and Seminyak. That's the main like strip area. So that's where all the bars gonna be at, all the food, the little shopping mall that they got. It was okay. They had some like little nice Balinesian trinkets. And also that's where like ATMs, like if you need more money, because I don't go to the currency exchange places. Like I just don't trust them. So I always either get my money at the airport, or just use the ATM. It's really not that serious. I don't know why people use the currency exchange. none of my business. I don't care, but I always use the ATM because it's like, it's ATM. You can't go wrong with an ATM. Like, the fuck? So anyways, I was there for like 3 days, and it was like, it's cheap. I think I paid like probably $600 for my Airbnb. It had a pool. It was just nice as fuck, and it was like right on the strip, so that was like perfect. I could literally walk everywhere to get food, and like taxis and stuff like that. Like, that was just so simple. But mind you, I waited to the last minute. Like, I literally bought all my accommodations like a day and 2 days before I actually left to Bali. Don't ask me why. I was going through a little complication, and I didn't know if I was actually still gonna be able to go or not because my job was tweaking, but whatever, that's besides the point. But anyways, for me to be buying my shit 2 days, a day in advance, it was still cheap to me. Like, to me, that's cheap. And then I was mainly trying to hit up like markets and stuff like that, because you know I love me a little bargain. But they had some nice beach clubs. Beach clubs is the thing. Like, they had like, I went to this beach club called La Playa, and it's like a Spanish theme, like a Spanish, like Spanish, not like, but Spanish, like a Spanish theme beach club, and it's outdoor, of course, and you just be chilling. Like, the drinks is good, the vibe is just like, it's tight. And plus they were having New Year's Eve party, but this was like Christmas. I went over there, so that was chill. And it's like, I will upload, if y'all want to see pictures of all the shit that I'm telling y'all about, just let me know in the comments, and I will make another video for that, because I will get off topic talking about how lit the time was everywhere I went. So anyways, getting around, if you go to Bali, make sure you download Grab app, and also this app called Gojek. I can leave that in the description, or like I said, if y'all want another video on the nitty gritty, because I be getting sidetracked, let me know, and I will drop that all in the comments. I try to plug it in if I can remember, but make sure you download Grab and Gojek. So basically they're like the versions of Uber, and so the Grab is like mostly for cars, but they also have the scooter taxis. Like, if you ever been to Thailand, that's pretty much like what it's like. They be driving their taxis all over the sidewalk, on the streets, on the walls. They will get you from point A to point D and F if you need be, by any means necessary. So it's so cheap. Like, I think I paid for a 20-minute scooter ride was like $2, if that. It could have been less than $1. It was so cheap. So definitely download that instead of just picking up a taxi, because a lot of times they will just overcharge you. Like, they'd be trying to charge you like $15 to go 5 minutes up the street. So definitely do that. I already told you about the ATMs. There's ATMs everywhere, so do not worry if you run out of cash. Definitely do cash, but a lot of places also accept card, but I just like, you know what I'm saying, just do a little cash, you know. And then, like I said, if you want to stay somewhere like in a center location, stay somewhere near like Seminyak Square, Seminyak Village, because that's where like most of the main touristy stuff is. It's not really a place for like tours and stuff like that. Maybe like if you want to do some water sports, but I didn't quite do that because I don't really be fucking with the water like that, you know what I'm saying? I be scared to drown. And then the food is food everywhere, and all the food is bussin'. Like, don't even trip. No matter where you go, the food is gonna be good. Shopping, I wouldn't really say that's a place to shop. Like, I don't go to countries to go shop. Like, if anything, it's gonna be like markets, which, like I said, on the strip, they got those little, you know how those little markets be, like little bargain markets. They got them all up. Don't trip, because the same thing is in the next little stall. So if you see something, like, don't even trip if somebody ain't trying to do your price. But definitely do your best bargain, because you can get some shit for cheap. They gonna start you off like 3 times as much as it's worth. So just use your little converter on your phone and see what the price is in like US dollars or wherever you from, y'all currency, and see if you're willing to spend it. You know what I'm saying? Just compare the prices, but definitely bargain. Like, don't be afraid to bargain. You know what I'm saying? So then after that, I went to Ubud to just pretty much chill in the cut. Now, this is where I was at for like right before New Year. So I went there for like another 3 days, and I stayed in I stayed in a resort. I don't know, I thought I researched it right, but shit was still a little off. So basically I was out, like out in the middle of nowhere, for real. And so really I went to Ubud because that's where all the tours is. Like all the tours you see on Instagram, that's where you're gonna see that at. But I stayed in the Royal Punamera Villa Arts and Suites. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that's pretty much what it's called. Anyways, it's so nice, but I was pissed because they have a black sand beach, but it's like sacred, so you couldn't even go on the beach. So I was just mad about that because I'm like, shit, I thought I was about to be, you know what I'm saying? But no, definitely if you're gonna stay at a resort or something like that, make sure you check and see if the beach is sacred, because if it is, you won't be taking no pictures nowhere because they will shut it the fuck down. But anyways, another thing that I didn't even, like, nobody ever mentions is taxis. Like if you stand at a resort and it's not like in the center, like where the Ubud market is at and Monkey Forest in that area, do know that the local taxis are gonna charge you double the amount that you would normally be paying on like the Grab app. And also in those areas, mostly in the Ubud area, if you're trying to use the Grab app or the Gojek, cancel it because it's not gonna work. So basically the local taxis don't like people using the Grab and the Gojek app because they want to, you know, they basically taking away from their coins. So they're going to at least charge you like 300,000 what is their currency? Whatever their currency is, it's gonna be like 300. You're gonna hear like 350,000 or 300,000. But if you good, you could talk them down to at least like 200,000 per, like there and back. Some people will, and then some of them just gonna be like, nah. But most of the time, they ain't gonna turn down no money. So bargain with them because you will not be able to use the app. Like they might be able to pick you up, like drop you off, but they is not gonna be able to pick you up. So the Monkey Forest and stuff like that, the market, the shopping markets, like the Ubud got the best like bargain markets. So if you're gonna do any bargaining, like save all your bargaining time, your money for the Ubud market, because it's so much. It's so much stuff, y'all. And y'all, like I said, if y'all want to see all the stuff that I got for these markets, like drop a comment in the comment section and I will make a separate video for y'all, and I will tell y'all how much it costs, like in US dollars, whatever. Okay, like I said about the beaches, make sure y'all check about the beaches if you in the Ubud area, because a lot of the beaches are sacred and off limits. So people want to take their pictures, do a little swim, like forget about it. So definitely look that up. Tours, I did all of my tours in Ubud, and I ordered them off of TripAdvisor and Viator. So they will come and pick you up from your hotel, wherever you staying at, like it's no problem. And then also be advised, if you're traveling by yourself, that the price may be a little bit more because you by yourself for whatever reason. Trash. But anyways, it's worth it. It's not like, it's like maybe $10, $15 more, something like that. Maybe 20 depending on what the tour is. But I didn't have a problem too bad. Like it wasn't too bad. And I also did like a lot of tours, and my tour drivers was so like, it was great. But definitely like everything that you see on Instagram, if you want to do those tours, Ubud is the area where you want to be looking at if that's like your major thing. So definitely know what you plan on kind of wanting to do, so that you at least in the right vicinity. Because if you in Seminyak and you want to do a fucking volcano tour, that drive is going to be like 2 hours away. So just be advised, Seminyak and Ubud are like at least 2-hour drives away from each other. So they're not like, oh, I'm just gonna take a little scooter. No, you're gonna have to get a taxi and scurry on down. The vibe was naturey. Like I said, Seminyak, that's where all the young people is at, the families, like kids, all that. It just, Seminyak, I wish I would have stayed longer. Ubud was tight too, but it was so quiet. But I think because I stayed in a resort, that's not really my stilo, so that was a mistake on my behalf. But whatever, do you, whatever you like. And then I went to Canggu. So basically I went to Canggu and Kuta area because now they're pretty much like right next to each other. and it's real hipstery vibe. Like if you look up Canggu and Kuta, it's real hipstery party scene. But I went there because that's where the big beach club parties was happening at. So like look up beach clubs on Google and you'll see like Potato Head, Mississippi or something like that. Mississippi, the Sippy Cup or something like that. There's a couple beach clubs in the Kuta Canggu area. You definitely want to check out if you want like a table. Some of them you have to like reserve, and then sometimes you can just pull up and pop up and get a little tent and be chilling, but you got to order a drink at least. But you can just sit there all day. It's so fucking hot. But anyways, I stay at a hotel in Canggu, Kuta area because I just wanted to be near the beach club so that New Year's I could at least just scurry right to the beach club and not have to drive hella far in a taxi, because like I said, during these holidays and peak seasons, the peak time, like New Year's Eve parties, stuff like that, the price is gonna go. That's how hot I am. But the price is gonna go way up, so definitely be advised, like make sure you have cash on you. Do not get caught lacking without no cash, because you will need it. If you want to go to a beach club New Year's Eve party, get your tickets in advance, because if you do not, you will be like me. I'm a major procrastinator, and the tickets was like 1.6 million, whatever their currency is, which was like equivalent to like $100 and some change. Then I ended up hopping around beach clubs too that night, so that's also an option too if you get to there and you like, oh, this ain't really my vibe, like, you know what I mean? But definitely check out the beach clubs while you in the Kuta Canggu area. The food is bussin'. So like I said, everywhere you go, you don't even have to worry about having nasty food, because everything is going to be good. Like, that's just my opinion. I also look on TripAdvisor to see the reviews. Like, I'm major on reviews, so you might want to definitely look into that before you go to a place to see if it's gonna be a estilo. But like, if you like breakfast and lunch and brunch, you don't even trip, because everything is gonna be lit. And when you trying to get around, because I stayed at like a newer hotel, so I stayed at this hotel called the Capitol Hotel, and it was very new. So a lot of their stuff wasn't working, so I was a little salty about that. I'm like, oh my god. So I stayed there only for like 2 days. Like, look up Capitol Hotel as like a center location for places, things to do in that area. And then Kuta, like I said, they literally like boop boop, like 5 minutes away, they connect. But I ended up staying at this hotel called Dash. Oh my god, the hotel is amazing. So if you're looking for a center location for like all the beach clubs, the strip where the coffee places, the food, the bars, the little resorts, the hidden resorts on the strip, look up Dash Hotel in Kuta. That's gonna be where everything is at, and they got markets all up the street. Like, you could walk to the beach clubs, Potato Head, and damn, it's another one. I cannot think of it for the life of me. But anyways, walking around is so simple. Taxis, simple to grab, and the Gojek work just fine. You definitely want to use the motorcycle scooters, because they will ride on the sidewalk and cut through the traffic, because it do be hella traffic. But it was just like, that hotel is absolutely amazing, and it's so cheap. I pretty much just was hopping around because I wanted to check out all the areas. So that's why I changed locations so much. You can stay in one center location, but me, I can't move like that. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I want to be in the cut. I want to know what's going on. And also, I think that was by the W. The W has really good New Year's Eve party if you plan on going during New Year's, Christmas. But you definitely got to get your tickets in advance, because that place, whoo, big. If you're traveling with friends, it might not be as complicated, but I just like to know what the hell is going on before I go to places. So this is kind of just like the stuff that nobody ever tells you about when you visit in these places. So really, you don't have to worry about no scams. The people there are pretty nice. Also, do be advised, it is a Muslim country, which I did not even know. So just keep that in consideration when you go to certain places, is that you will make sure you bring a cover up, especially when you're in Ubud and you're going on the tours, or you're gonna have to buy one if your driver don't get you one, because they have a lot of temples and stuff like that, and you definitely have to cover up shoulder and leg. Yeah, for sure. I didn't, because I think, oh yes I did, I brought one. I did bring one because in Thailand girl, I was doing the most. But this time I was like, you know what, let me not mess this up again. But that's pretty much like the nitty gritty, like just some things that you want to like look into if you plan on going to Bali for Christmas, New Year's time frame. I don't know what it's like during the summer. It was like packed, but it wasn't like OD packed. Like that's the perfect time to go if you want to go. Like the crowd wasn't too bad. Like I went on my Ubud tour. Normally, if you want to go to that tour with the looks like heaven, the gates of heaven, I was like 4th in line because my driver got me there, of course, at like 4 o'clock in the morning. But if you get there any later than that, you're gonna be waiting for hours. So do be advised that that tour, that specific temple, is a long way if your driver does not get you there before the sun comes up. So make sure that you tell him or her like, hey, make sure you pick me up at about 3 o'clock in the morning, depending on how far you are from that specific temple. Shopping, all that is pretty much standard. Like I don't really go to the malls and stuff like that, so I didn't do that. I went to the markets, which there's markets everywhere, but like I said, Ubud has the best market. Bargain, 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 because you can get some stuff for cheap. And then getting around is only complicated in the Ubud area because everything is so far away, and the local taxis don't allow you to use the Grab and the Gojek apps. Everywhere else, you Gucci gravy. Like, do not pick up a taxi on the street unless you in Ubud, and make sure that you just get them a low price. Like, ask for a low price, because they're not gonna turn the money down. And then getting back from Kuta to the airport was like a 35-minute drive, and I think my flight left at like in the morning, at like 10 in the morning, 10 or 9 in the morning. So that drive, the traffic wasn't bad at all. Like, it's smooth sailing, honestly. So definitely also book a driver off TripAdvisor or Viator, which is what I did. Like, get into those places, I don't even mess with the taxis. I just order a driver. They come and pick you up from wherever you at in Indonesia, and they will put your stuff in the car and they will ship you off to the airport and call it a day. Like, it's just so simple if you order a driver to get there and to get back to the airport. Do be advised though, the airport is so very confusing. Like, I think I ended up having to go to the international portion of the airport, and I was very, very lost. Like, I was so confused. So definitely give yourself some time to navigate around, because the signs, but they don't really make sense. And then the people there don't really speak that much good English. So yeah, I had a hard time trying to figure out how to get to the main portion of the airport. Like, it was very, very confusing. From where my driver dropped me off at, I was very lost. So because I came in domestic, and then when I left, it was international. So that's why I was just like, oh, I don't know what's going on. But that's pretty much it. Oh, also beaches. The beaches is everywhere except for Ubud. They have beaches, but like I said, make sure you research the beach that you're gonna be near, because some of them are off limits. Kuta, they got the beach club, so it's all beach. Canggu, all beaches. Seminyak, all beaches. Like, and then they got some other islands and stuff like that, which a lot of people go to, but I didn't do that. This is just my experience. So if y'all do plan to go, good luck, because it is amazing. It is so very safe, especially if you're a woman. Don't trip about it. If you're a black woman, definitely don't trip about it. Like, it's probably be one of the safest places that you will ever travel to, like, in your life. So thank you guys for watching. I know this video is kind of long. Like, I just be talking so much, but I will try to like sum it up a little bit easier for my next videos, because I have many more to come. But thank you Hit the like button if you liked the things that I was telling y'all. I hope it worked out. And subscribe if you want to. If not, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.